Hey guys, it's Todd from Like Minded Lunatics, bringing you, it's another drink place where, hey, it's all we do around here. I mean, besides double checking that our 486 DX2 would actually run Windows 95, it's all we've ever really cared to do around here. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Drink Play Swear, and welcome back to Like Minded Lunatics. No, you know that Like Minded Lunatics is not just me here, it's also my good buddy, writing partner, and co-founder of LML, Mark Gifford. Bang, doing the Friday night videos and lots of other great stuff on the channel. If you're not watching him, you're not watching just the best stuff on YouTube. And bang, if you haven't done so already, bang, please hit that subscribe button so we can see how big this family is getting. It gets bigger every day. We're happy that you're here. All right, so what do we do here at Drink, Play, Swear? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. We play a game, usually a classic one, pair it with a beverage, and I tell you a story. Okay, a semi-true story, trying to tell true stories. What are we playing here today? That's right, it's the original Doom. Oh, man. Now, I remember this game on the PC, and that's what we're going to be talking about in the story. But today I'm playing it on the Nintendo Switch, a pretty good little port here, Doom. And what are we pairing with it today? It's a Jim Beam and Coke, no big surprise. Get yourself something, please. All right, and yes, telling a story. Now, it's been a while since I played Doom, so forgive me if I don't remember these first few levels, but yeah, we're going single player. We're going just the original, the first level, original episode, and a medium difficulty. Check out this music, though. Right? When I think about 90s gaming, this is what I think about. I think about Mortal Kombat, and I think about Doom. Now, Mortal Kombat I was playing on my Super Nintendo, but I did get a PC in the 90s, and that's what I want to talk about today, is a 90s technology and the change that we all experienced in the 90s when it came to technology. So I got my first PC, let me pause it here because I know we're about to come into some monsters. I got my first PC in the mid 90s when this game was new, and yeah, it was a 486 DX2, so that's like right before the Pentium processor was even like mainstream, okay? And trying to run Windows 95 on this thing and like trying to figure out what it is, why we need to be on computers to begin with. These days, here we are all on our phones and on computers all the time. It's a regular part of life. I mean, especially after COVID, and here we were on Zoom all the time. But in the 90s, it was like, technology was exciting, but most of us didn't even really know why the hell we were supposed to be caring about it anyway. So my parents got a computer because they heard that like the internet was cool and kids might use it for learning. All right. So my parents got this IBM computer in the mid 90s and parked it in their bedroom, and we got online. That's right, America Online. Mark, could you just share with folks how painful the sound was to dial up internet in America Online in the mid 90s? I'll take a few drinks of my beverage so people can hear this. I mean, I could get through the whole beverage before you heard the whole thing, but the point is that it was painful, and we were all excited about the idea of the internet, but I gotta be honest with you, I didn't even really know what it was for. Does that make sense? Like, why are we here? Here we go. Let's kick some ass. Love this game. It's been a long time since I played Doom. We didn't even really know why we were online. We just knew that it was a possibility and that we were supposed to care about it. I remember being told that there was such a thing as an email address. And you're like, what does that mean? It's like, well, it's a digital message someone sends you. I'm like, okay. But here's the thing is like, first of all, we were told with our PCs to turn them off at the end of the day and to boot them up. You remember this? Boot them up at the beginning of the new day. Well, that took took 20 damn minutes to boot up a PC. So here you are, booting up a PC for 20 minutes for it to actually be usable. And then it would take another 20 minutes to get online. It's like, email addresses seemed crazy to me. Like, why anyone would ever wait that long, 40 minutes, to try and figure out how to communicate with someone. Just call them on the phone. Do you know what I mean? I have to admit, I'm still kind of old school in that way. I would rather just quickly talk to somebody on the phone. Smoke that, dude. Talk to somebody on the phone rather than wait for an email response or even a text response. Like, let's just get on the phone and talk. But I think most memorable part of the 90s in terms of technology was Y2K. And that's what I want to wrap up with here today as we move on to the next level, is that we didn't know what the hell was going on in terms of technology. The average person, we're just watching the news and trying to, navigate this stuff, and they said Y2K was a big deal. What the hell does that mean? Well, the year 2000 was coming around. In the year 2000, Y2K was coming around, and I guess I don't even really know what it meant, except that they said, well, when they programmed all these banking computers, they programmed them to 2 digits, you see. So like 1988 read as 88, and 1996 read as 96, and then when the year 2000 hit, it would read as 00, and 00 they presumed might delete everything, and so all our bank records and just anything that was stored on a computer might be lost. We were freaking out. We were all so stupid. But I remember very clearly the New Year's Eve before the year 2000. I was at a friend's house in 1999, senior in high school, waiting for the year 2000 to hit. It was like a big deal to us. We were all very excited about what it meant to be living in the future. That's what the year 2000 felt like. But we also had this sort of like paranoia about what Y2K meant, okay? So I remember listening to, we didn't even have television. I mean, television existed, but my friends who I was staying with didn't have TV. So we were listening to the radio for the New Year's countdown, 99.5 KISS in San Antonio. We were listening to the radio. They were playing cool rock and roll songs, and I'm sure I was drinking Boone's Farm or Mad Dog 2020 or whatever cheap shit we could get at the time, waiting for the year 2000 to come, the future to show up. And I will never forget that at that moment, at 11:59:59 on New Year's Eve between 1999 and the year 2000, there was a little pause. There was a little glitch right at midnight when they were counting down, and I thought for just a second, oh my God, it's all over. Like something terrible had happened. Like they all told us something was going to happen. No, it ended up fine. We were okay. We all still had currency. And the world didn't explode. But technology in the 90s was a funny thing, because in the 1980s, we all sort of like got a glimpse, think about Tron or things like that. We got a glimpse of like what future technology could be, but it was all make-believe. And in the 90s, it was like it was actually really happening. We had the internet. We had these things that actually... Ooh, look, red key card. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Oh, man, this is throwback for me. That helps me unlock a door somewhere, I think. Anyway, it all sort of culminates. Get the hell out of the way, dude. Look at this guy. In these old games, you can't angle your gun down. You just have to trust it to auto-aim for you. And I don't care for that. 90s. I don't care for you. These days, of course, there are so many Doom games, and they've made so many cool Wolfenstein games. I gotta do that someday on the channel, but I haven't really committed to it yet. All right, there we go, armor. But I do love a first-person shooter, and that's another thing about the 90s that was so intense, is we got these first-person shooters. Wolfenstein 3D and Doom and all these games like that, they were great, but they were new to us because we were used to these 2D platformers. And you see me on the channel playing like Ninja Gaiden, right? Castlevania, Mario, these 2D platformers that you're moving from one side to the other jumping. And in the 90s, I know that these days the first-person shooter is the most popular format, but in these days this was all new to us. We were trying to figure it out. Doom, thrilling, and the technology of the 90s was thrilling. A little outdated now, but we'll take it. So, as we wrap up, let me finish up this beverage. And in between now and the next time I talk to you, hey, remember the 90s? Some of you. In between now and the next time I talk to you, I'm Todd. See ya.